I guess we can go ahead and get started now. So the first agenda item that we have on there, we're actually going to be pushing that back 2 weeks from now. And I'll pass it over to you, Darren, for an update on that.
Okay, so thank you, everybody. So we have on the call Executive Councilor Stevens, who will be speaking and engaging with us 2 weeks from now. She's very busy, so she can't today, but she wants to sort of listen in and see what we're all about. And then we'll be speaking to us. Her goal is to connect with us because we're the folks talking to the businesses, and her interest, of course, is to help the businesses on the Seacoast. So Councilor Stevens, I don't know if you want to say hi real quick and then fade.
Sure. Good morning, everyone, and look forward to formally speaking in 2 weeks. I do have to hop on a series of calls beginning with DHHS within the next 45 minutes, so I apologize that I'm going to have to push this out. But there are a lot of things that I'd love to dive into when we do speak. I was a huge and a strong supporter of Invest New Hampshire. I was the only one who voted for it the first go around, did a lot of heavy lifting to get it across the finish line. And just talking with one of my builders yesterday, an IRS provision, income averaging, came up in regards to how this can be applied to assist our builders. So, those are the things that I would love to get into, along with how the other 40 million, how that's been going in terms of navigator grants and housing opportunity planning grants. So, I want to come back in 2 weeks and really dive in. So, but I'm going to give you guys my cell phone because if there's anything that I can help you with at any point, that is 603-498-0546. And it always begins with a conversation. And last night I was speaking with one of my nonprofits across the district, which runs a child care center, and finding out that this entity was several $100,000. They're struggling, long story short. And my comment was, I've got to get you on a call with Christine Santianello because we need to sustain our child care centers. And we put a lot of funding into that, over 45 million, and to see if there's any more funding there. So you have my number. So if there's anything that comes up between the next 2 weeks, please give me a shout. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilor Stevens. So for the next agenda item, we have, we're going to be talking to Andrew Dorsett. I don't know, is Andrew on the call right now? There's a lot of people and I can't see.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So Andrew and his team, they're planning an in-person Invest New Hampshire roadshow for all of the CEDR regions, just to provide updates and answer any questions, and just help municipalities take advantage of those funds that are available. So they've asked for some time on this call today to figure out logistics for that roadshow. So if I'm understanding correctly, you want to figure out a meeting date and a location. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay,
and thank
great.
you for having us on, and also thanks to Councilor Stevens for supporting the program multiple times. So, and I look forward to talking to you, Councilor, if you're still on, about the program anytime you'd like.
Yeah.
No, I've got your cell phone, so.
No, my pleasure. And Rockingham County is ground zero, and I'm very proud of some of the work that is going on with the state supporting and opening up the Terrell House in Manchester, for example, and the work that's going on with the YWCA. There's a lot going on, but again, I'm very proud of the work that I've done. And Rockingham County is ground zero. As you know, it's a 0.5% vacancy rate. And my days usually start with housing concerns and calls. And typically these are senior citizens, many who are disabled on fixed incomes. And these are renovation evictions. And it's, I have a great CAP that is there to help. So again, Invest New Hampshire is a great program. So I tip my hat to the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority and Gopher the whole team. So thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Yeah, the demand is so high. Just talking to a developer yesterday, he's doing a smaller project, about 10 units. He said, he's probably, I'd say, 35–40% into the project, and he already has 90 applications, unsolicited applications for 10 units. So there's just really a need. So I'll move into just kind of what we were thinking. At the DEA, we have our CEDR reps, and each one of them is really great at getting us information, getting us hearing about what's going on in each one of the regions. And it really, I'm new to learning about them, and it seemed like the CEDRs are really well situated to help communities and help organizations like us to collaborate and connect directly with communities on connection with economic development resources. And so what we're really hoping to do is partner with the CEDR to host us in a location that is ideal for your communities and free, and at a time that works for communities too. And really a topic that we want to discuss is, the housing incentive program, the funds that are available, give some program updates, and also maybe give some case studies about creative ways that we've been able to help projects start to get funded. The capital program monies are all kind of tied up right now, but there still are these other funds, and we're finding really creative ways to help create new units with those. So, we want to work with communities and hear about things they have, and maybe have some practical discussions, even one-on-one after, to see if there's a way to get them involved in finding the housing solution. Also, we have a broadband program, which I'm sure everyone's aware of, and they do a lot of work behind the scenes, and there's probably not a lot of news coming out, but they do have some pretty interesting targets that are going to impact a lot of the communities. Around New Hampshire, and so they wanted to also be part of that discussion and give an update about what they're doing. And the Northern Region, the Northern Borders Regional Commission program also has some updates for the communities where that's applicable. And so that's really what we were thinking about having the topic, and really want to do it at a date, time, and location that works best for the communities. And the target audience is really municipal officials, town administrators, managers, planning, zoning, staff, and elected officials, other groups or entities that are interested in housing and community development. So really, that's what I'm here to do, is to at least get that conversation started and to see if there's any questions that I could answer to help facilitate that and get a meeting time and location set.
We were looking at Dover, I think, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. I was just talking with a project in Dover just before this call.
So Chris, you want to facilitate, we can probably set a time up in a day.
Happy to. That sounds like a great opportunity.
Okay. And could I give you my cell phone number, and maybe we could coordinate a discussion, or do you want to do that through our CEDR rep? We could do it. We could do all three, but I could give you my cell phone number.
Sure. Ready when you are.
Okay, it's 603-931-2109.
Great.
Yep, good. Thank you.
Would the group want to use one of the meeting times, one of the Tuesdays that we're supposed to meet, as an option, since we already have this time blocked? I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that, instead of having to figure out a brand new time and date.
The only thing I would say is that if we try to do it in 2 weeks, I think Councilor Stevens is going to be on with us, so maybe that wouldn't be the right, 2 weeks from now probably wouldn't be the right one.
So maybe the February 21st would be the next one. if we skip the 7th.
Would that be too late?
I guess that's a good question. There's one of the funds is the demolition program, and that one we have it's about half gone. I anticipate it's not committed yet. It still has to go through some final processes for that, but I'd be afraid that one, and that one you can do some pretty creative things with. The per unit one. What about if Councilor Stevens, you could do maybe a shorter meeting just with Councilor Stevens and then host the meeting after that? Would that work? Or I'm open to whenever works for you guys, but just probably sooner
What if
the
we just
better.
did it a week from now? These used to be weekly.
My concern is getting people on board. Aren't we supposed to have like municipalities and people around getting there? And if we have a meeting in a week, I don't know that that's, feasible, but maybe.
That could be true.
Good point.
Yeah.
I would agree with Jen. I think that 2 weeks out is probably the earliest we want to consider, just with getting logistics of the space, invitations out, things of that nature.
Well, if Councilor Stevens is interested, we could have her do 4 weeks from now, and 2 weeks from now, we could do an in-person Dover meeting.
That's perfectly fine with me.
Done.
Great.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then Sarah and Natalie, I actually had sent you an email, but we'll just have to take a look at the rest of the schedule if we do that and make sure that we can move everything.
Yep, we can make that work. And it sounds like there might already be a place, but I did just want to offer, SRPC does have a conference room also in Rochester. So if the space is still needed, I could always block that. I think it accommodates up to 70 people, if I'm not mistaken. And it's free.
I like that you think that I would charge.
Okay, great. So it sounds like we'll coordinate that in the back end. And we can, is that it, Andrew, or is there anything
Yeah,
else?
that's what I have. Yeah,
Okay.
unless anybody has any other questions. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
So the only other thing that we have on the agenda is just the regular roundtable updates. So if anyone has any projects or initiatives that you want to share with the overall group, I'll open up the floor for that.
I'll throw out there that I want to welcome James Gardine, who many of you know, as the business development coordinator here in the city of Dover as of Monday. So I want to congratulate James on his excellent choice in workplace environment.
Is he on the call?
That is a good question. I do not see him. We'll have to rectify that in the future. Maybe he wasn't aware of the link.
I think he was gonna skip the first meeting or two.
His boss is working pretty hard, I heard.
That starts on day 3.
I have a question for Mikhail. Mikhail, Taylor talked about extending the restaurant LR, whatever the thing is. Did that get extended?
I will find out for you this morning.
Till March 15th.
Oh, sorry, till March 15th?
Yes.
Oh, wow, great.
And there
Thank you.
was 1.7 million as of our last meeting. So getting the word out is so important.
Will do.
Just to kind of jump in on that, for any restaurant that has applied but was awarded monies less than the 15,000, they can reapply up until a sum amount of 15,000 that they can be awarded. So that's an important thing to get out again. If you've already had a business or a restaurant, take advantage.
So Taylor said he was gonna have a one pager on it. I haven't seen that. Maybe that's on me. I don't know, but do you have a one pager on that?
Yes, and I can send that.
Oh, please. Thank you.
For sure. Actually, check this out. All right, I just uploaded it to the chat, but I'll also follow up with an email.
Great, thank you. We'll make sure we send that out with the agenda notes and notes, sorry.
Awesome.
And I just wanted to point out, Ginny put in the chat, there's nominations open for the 2023 Governor's Art Awards, and second round of Save Our Granite Stages is still open through the 27th, so that's coming up soon. And then they have a pandemic impact survey of nonprofit and for-profit creative businesses open through the February 1st. All of the
Thank
links
you.
for that are in the chat.
I can also give a quick update. Just here at the Rockingham Planning Commission, we are working on a handful of housing opportunity grant applications to be submitted this week. So the deadline for phase 1 for the municipal grants is Friday, the 27th. So this upcoming Friday. So we're submitting a handful of applications, working side by side with a few of our communities. So stay tuned. We'll provide updates as soon as we have them.
Any other updates from anyone else? Okay, it looks like it's going to be a really short meeting today then.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, well, thank you, everyone.
I was just gonna say, do we want Sarah and who else was here from the planning group? If we want to hang on, we can work on some of the logistics of that next meeting.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I unmuted to make that note. Yeah, I'm happy to stay on.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks all.